Well, it's Saturday, the 4th of September 2021. It's worth, as an addendum to the Clown World videos, to give you a kind of a Clown World sheep dip update, because some things have been happening, not just internationally, but here in the UK. We'll start with the UK. The Joint Committee on Vaccines, some government department has come out, much to the shock of members of Parliament, to the public, to science lovers. I'm a science lover, but you know what I mean. People were expecting the Joint Committee on Vaccines to recommend full vaccinations, 3 doses, for 12 to 15-year-olds. Because at the moment, 16, 17-year-olds are all apparently going out to get the sheep dip. So the Joint Committee came out and said no vaccines for 12 to 15-year-olds. The benefits don't outweigh the minuscule risks for children in that age group. And the report's quite interesting, especially if you're a scientist. You'd probably understand it a bit more than I would. But it talks about some sort of tissue. Hey man, you're right. Talks about some sort of tissue and heart inflammation, which is a side effect of the sheep dip, which they see as an unacceptable risk to give to children when the risk from the actual Chinese coffin sneeze is so small. Now, the British government, everyone expected them yesterday to say, okay, fair enough. The experts, the scientists, the committee has spoken. But what's the government gone and done? They're going to press ahead with their rollout of vaccines for 12 to 15-year-olds. And what they're saying is that when schools go back next week, if we don't get these kids in the sheep dip, they're going to kill granny. It's the same story from 2 years ago. It's the same story from last year. Again, without parental consent, I don't see how they can go after 12 to 15-year-olds. I should have actually done a bit more before I shot this video, but please correct me in the comment section if they don't need parental consent. But, to kind of just kind of put it in black and white, I think most God-fearing, hot-blooded parents out there would have something to say about people who want to do mass medical inoculations, shall we say. Now, moving internationally, thank you for bearing through that. Kept it under 3 minutes, but I am forever shocked by the Australian experience. I grew up on a diet of Crocodile Dundee, watching that Simpsons episode where he insults Australia. He makes that little boy stay on hold, runs up a kind of giant phone bill. Australia seemed like a kind of happy, friendly place. I'm sure it still is. One of my best mates is an Aussie down in London. I'm sure Australia is still surfers and beach ball, tinnies, shrimp on the barbie, but the lockdowns are a bit much. I think they locked down a whole quarter of the continent of Australasia for one case of the Chinese coffin sneeze. And just coming back to a pan-national, forget international versus national thing, I think at this stage in the game, we can all agree that we can all see it, like our elderly neighbors are still okay, the children are okay, your parents are okay, your uncle, your auntie. It's just like the flu. It's just like another year's flu. I saw the data out of Canada comparing the death rates the death numbers of the flu in 2018, and they're almost identical to the death rates for the coffin sneeze in 2019 or 2020. And I posted it on the nameless Zucked social media, and I got a big sticker saying missing context. What do you mean missing context? It's posting facts. I even put the source, Government of Canada Health Board. So again, I'm jaded, I'm forlorn, a bit bored of it, a bit bored of the coof. It's a bit like Brexit, but a little bit medical Brexit. Remember when the news here in the UK was Brexit for years? 4.5 years of Brexit. Couldn't turn on the news because it was Brexit. Now you can't turn on the news. You can't even go on the Charlie Veitch channel. It's yeah, very obese people in hospital blaming the unsheep-dipped, saying it's your fault I'm dying. Now on that happy note, thanks for watching.